Welcome to Steampunk Tuesday and day 4 of 7 days of Halloween. I'm Dr. Jekyll and this is the Invisible Man.
Hello!
We have a great project for you today, a box frame featuring the 1880s musical act Frankenstein. Very shame about him. Stop it pushing, I know you want to get on. Let's get cracking. Well, these are all the sheets I've printed out for my project, Mr. Frankenstein. So I have obviously that's a Boris Karloff, isn't it?
It's I don't know whether it's a photograph or whether it's somebody's rendition of the Boris Karloff version of Frankenstein's monster.
Plus I've got a sheet of movie posters.
Fantastic.
Plus I have a background and It's Alive Impossible. Bum, bum, bum,
That's
bum, bum.
very kind of steampunky background, but it's also kind of Madman's Laboratory, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. So I'll put those to one side. I've also got a box frame.
Lovely. 8 inches.
8 inches box frame.
Lovely stuff.
So what I'm going to do, I've also got something else, but I'm not going to show you it until I put it in, because it'll lose the excitement if I show them the thing that goes in it.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
So the box frame, I don't actually want the glass in it. So what I discovered before when I bought these is if you just ease it out.
Oh, wow. Do you know what? I never knew that. I've been buying these for years and doing box frame projects, but never knew you could actually take the glass out.
Yeah, they're just held in with these little battens of MDF.
And they're just tiny, tiny little panel pins, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Do you have to knock those panel pins back down again? And you can glue the buttons back on?
I'm not gluing anything on, so I don't need it on. It'll
Right.
ruin the project.
Okay.
So what I need to do is I just need to take those out in a moment.
Right.
But we'll take the glass out first, if I can get the glass to come out.
You may need just to, yeah. That's it. I was going to say, is there a
No, they're
photo?
knocking in anyway. There we go.
Okay.
There we are. Just when I did it before, they all stayed into the battens.
Oh, right.
But this is what my mother used to call Sod's Law.
Oh, is it? Right. Dad calls that the buggeration factor.
Buggeration factor, yes. I'll put the glass there. Throw those away if you'd be so kind.
Okay. I'm back visible again now.
Yes, yes. So what I need to do before I go any further is I need to just paint the outside of the frame with my lovely copper paint. This is Reeves paint. It is the best paint I've found.
It's the most highly pigmented
it's very
copper paint that we've got.
very pigmented.
Yeah.
Only takes one coat to cover anything, which is always a bonus when you're making something.
Absolutely.
Just as you know, I don't paint it, I bounce it on. This gives a really nice effect. It's almost like it's been hammered out of and cast out of copper.
Fantastic stuff. Is the word spout in the dictionary, do we know?
I'm not sure. If it isn't, it very well should be.
Perhaps we ought to petition to have it put in if it's not.
I think you're probably right there, Mike. I don't need to do the inside of the frame, so I'm going to paint the inside of the frame black.
Right, okay.
Because it's got to be quite dark.
Right. So it's just the outer part of the frame that's going to be copper.
Yes. There we go. It doesn't take a lot to cover, and with it being quite thick paint as well.
Yeah, you probably only need one coat.
I will only need one coat. That's why I love this paint so much.
Marvellous.
I think I've missed a little bit there.
Just in the corners. Well, that's understandable. You know, no pod is perfect.
So that's that. And then we'll just come. I've missed a little bit. What's nice about this paint is you can just go back over and touch it up, and you can't see.
No.
Sometimes if you use a brush and you do this and you miss a bit, and you look and you think, I've missed a bit, and then you go over and you try and paint it again, you end up with a patch where it's not worked.
Like a parrot patch.
No, more of a patch in the lawn. Why are pirates bad? Because they are.
Haha. What's the pirate's favourite letter?
T?
No.
R.
No.
What is it?
C.
Oh dear. There we go.
I do apologise for that. Please don't write in.
Unless you've got some better jokes.
We love pirate jokes.
There we go. This was just a frame Mike had in his stash, isn't it?
Yes. I tend to buy a couple of these 8-inch box frames whenever I see them in stock, and then I just keep them just in case the whim takes me.
There we are. I'll just go around the outside edge of
I
there.
can't remember the last time I did a mixed media box frame.
It was a while ago.
I must have bought it for a reason. Thinking you were
going to do a project and never quite did it. So I just on the front there. What's also nice with this bouncer is you don't actually go over the edge. It gives you a perfect edge.
Oh, that's clever because it's flat.
As
long as you don't press too hard.
This is true. I'll put too much on, which is my trick actually.
These 8-inch box frames from the place that we get them from, here in the UK, it's a store called The Range, also do them in matte black.
I've used the matte black ones on a previous project. Nearly there. And then I think we'll zoom to when I finish this. I think it's.
Well, since you've only got like 2 or 3 sprounces left.
This is true.
There's no point really, is there?
Well, that's true. Just do this side and we're there.
Okie dokie. Besides, I'm sure everybody likes to see your spouncing technique.
It's a lovely word, isn't it?
Spounce, I know.
Okay,
It's a very bouncy word, isn't it? It's
isn't
like
it?
trampoline.
An umbrella. There we are.
Are we going to let that dry naturally, au naturel?
Yes, we'll put it behind me because I don't actually need it at the moment.
Okie cokes.
Let that dry. Would you just put that in some water or just wash it in the sink?
I will do, yes. So I'll be gone for a moment to set out.
Okay, what I'm going to do next, thank you, you can go now. What I'm going to do next is to cut out the posters. Don't want a white edge on them. Actually, shall I put a white edge on them? Yes, I think I might do. I'm actually going to distress all the edges with the vintage photo. So I think this would probably just help them pop a little bit. Some of these posters are real classics from the golden days of Hollywood. There's some bizarre ones, as there always is, but I think these posters were really good. Really, really, really nice. Was a graphic designer, it's really, really good to see the old posters, all done by hand of course, so all the lettering and everything has been drawn. Not on a computer like it is today, but just as you would sort of write a letter, beautifully handwritten text. I mean, some of you slightly older people out there like myself will probably remember working on a drawing board rather than using a computer. And what's nice about the computer is you haven't got to spend hours doing it to find that you've got a spelling mistake right in the middle, which is what used to happen to me. When I used to work years ago, my spelling's absolutely appalling, and I always used to make spelling mistakes, and then I used to get my hands smacked because it always cost money to have stuff reset. Because when people set the typo, when they did the lettering, they used to do exactly what you asked, and if it was wrong, they'd still do it, and then you have to pay for it and do it again. Just talking about years ago, spelling and hand lettering.
All right, yeah. So, eye is back, ladies and
back
gents.
now.
I've just managed to splash myself with water so it looks like I've wet myself.
Oh, it's that sink, that comedy sink we've got, isn't it? There we go, and just one more to do. I've put a little white border around all these because I'm actually going to distress them, so I thought the distress would probably look really nice on the white border. There we go. And then there's just Frank to do. Could I pass the rubbish to you, please? Thanking you. Okay, thank you, dear. Then we have Frank. I printed him out on some card. This is I think this is 200 gram card, so it's not going to be whippy. Just cut around the outside of him.
Is that a fresh blade?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I always put a fresh blade in before I start filming, just in case. Good like this, you haven't got to be too perfect with your cutting because you can always, if you cut in a little bit, nobody's going to know.
Well, that's true. I mean, he's not the tidiest of people, is he?
Not really, no. Always wondered if his arms are out all the time, how does he get his shoes on?
What I've always wondered is because this rendition of Frankenstein's monster was done in the 1930s before coloured film,
Yeah.
how do we know he's green?
Yeah, you see, that's it.
When did Frankenstein's monster become green? How do we know it wasn't purple? Or orange?
I think, to be honest, the green, and this sounds really vile, is supposed to represent rotting flesh.
Well, I suppose so, when it's gone off. Yeah.
Gone off
So
a
it
bit.
could have been orange like Trump.
There's no answer to that. I'm not talking about that, Mark.
No.
Right, so there we are. There we go. Just look at the straight edge there. I just want to make sure it's not too. And then just round there. Not too wobbly, I was going to say. When I'm cutting, I always stop talking because my tongue sticks out. I think everybody's does though, doesn't it?
I think when we're concentrating, we do tend to either hold our breath or the tongue tends to poke out the side, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah, let me just get rid of that bit there. You have to be so careful doing that because sometimes if you rip it the wrong way,
Yes.
you have to start again. That's not what it's all about. Okay.
Merci beaucoup.
Cool. Right, so next I've got my distress ink.
Your trusty distressing.
My very trusty distress. I'm actually going to distress him as well. It's on the outside. The edges, it's a little bit vintage as well. So.
Yeah.
Duh. I just want to get rid of the white lines. Was it Billy Ocean, white lines spell danger?
Oh, I don't know.
Just thought about that then. There we go. Just so it doesn't stand out too much. These are a bit fiddly, these, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why I like to use the pen to get into those, the nib of the pen just to get into those little corners. But it's not really necessary.
Oh, yeah. There you go, and just those little bits there.
Marvellous.
There we go. There's Frank. Then just flicker on the edge of the.
He's almost blending into the mat.
He is, isn't he? Although you have got a blue mat if you look to that
I
side.
know, I wasn't going to draw attention to that just yet.
I'm sorry, is it a secret?
No. Got a new mat.
There we go.
I'm going to try and keep this blue mat clean though.
You are.
Yes. And not get it covered in paint.
I'm the worst person. I end up cutting heat resistant mats, don't I? Because I forget they're there.
Well, they're supposed to be self-healing, these ones. But you mean the silicone ones?
These brown ones, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone through so many because you've forgotten that it's not a cutting
It's in that, yeah. I can't be pretty and clever.
mat.
There we are.
I do have a new one on order, which I will share in a vlog probably next week, which is heat resistant and waterproof.
Oh, so put those over there, and then have my background.
Okay, so we're going to cut these out. They're just straight lines out.
These are just straight lines, yeah.
Right.
Just going to cut straight down there. What I've got to do with this, I've got to mount it onto some black card.
Right, okay.
Because the printer's only 210, my printer's only 210 wide, so I can't get a full piece in the back. It's not quite big enough, so it doesn't go edge to edge.
Oh, right, I see, so it's going to have a little bit of a black frame on it. Then.
Yes, but you're not
in
going
the
to.
background.
Yeah, we're not really going to see it, but I want to make sure everything's quite dark in there.
Okay.
I know you won't see it, but I'll feel better if I do this. There we are. And the last one. Oh, I thought I'd done one already. There we are. So that's that one. And then I have two, so I want to say sentiments, but they're really rather like sayings, aren't they?
Quotes.
Same but different colours. Could I have a piece of cardboard, any sort of cardboard, just to stick this on, Mike, please?
Does it need to be stiffish?
Yes, please.
Okay. How about a piece of that?
That's perfect. Oh, is it a dog box?
Yeah. They're really, really thick card.
Gosh, yeah.
So what I tend to do is when the box is empty, or I've decanted the contents into another Tupperware tub
Yes.
to give to Mr. B,
Yeah, thank you.
I cut the boxes up, keep the fronts and the backs, because I also use them for tags and anything that I want to add.
Gosh, that
strength
is
to.
thick board.
Yeah, it is. It's good stuff.
I'd hate to think what weight it is. It's
Well, it's somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 microns. So,
but it's brown board, so it measures differently.
mm.
There we are. There's
Well, microns are thickness, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that's
brown board is generally, if you get a piece of paper and it's 150 gram or 200 gram, and it's 200 gloss or 200 matte or 200 bond, which is like photocopy paper,
yeah.
the thickest will be the bond, because when they flatten it, they iron it flat,
Yeah.
so it feels thinner, but it's the same weight.
Yes, but we're talking two different things. You're talking thickness and weight, which is completely different.
Yeah, well they feel thicker.
Yes, I know,
Papers,
but
yeah.
I'm saying microns is thickness.
It is, yes.
Whereas grammage
It's weight.
is weight.
It
Which
is
is different.
True, yeah. There we are. Oh, it's a bit there. Thank you, love.
But anyway,
So got that one of those done now.
so you haven't decided whether you're going to go with the white or the
I'm
green.
going to go with the white actually. So I'll just distress the edges. It's nice because what's happened is it's chipped at the edges as I've been cutting it.
Which is, makes it look aged.
And then you can put that on top and it looks like it's always
Oh,
been there.
yeah.
Like that. Just with your nail, you haven't got to sand it or anything.
But you could.
Oh yeah.
There is a Henry board. Second pot along.
So there is.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
So you could do that and then distress it to get that brown.
Yeah. Oh, terribly clever. This is the good thing about laser printers, when it chips on black.
Yeah, but you could, even if you inkjet printed it, it'd still work.
Oh yeah, because you'd just scratch the ink off, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You'd still reveal the paper underneath.
There we are.
Great stuff. That's actually the last of my Henry boards. I need to order some more.
Oh.
I normally pick them up from, the really expensive pharmacies.
The cheapo shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that done. Might as well do this one as well actually, because I might change my mind. Once I get it put together, I might say, oh, I prefer the green. Or it sits better with the green.
Yes, you do have a tendency to change your mind.
Oh, it's the artist's prerogative, isn't it?
Yes. Changes his mind more than he changes his underwear.
I'd rather you didn't say that kind of thing, thank you very much. Forget you said that, ladies and gentlemen, it's vile. There we go. So, that's all that lot done. So what I'm going to do, is going to check my frame, which is behind me.
Is it dry?
Almost. I'm going to give it a quick blast with the gun, and I'm just going to paint the inside of this frame, and I'll come back to you in 2 minutes. And we're dry. Thank you very much, Mike.
That's warm.
It is warm, isn't it? I'll just use this so I don't get paint on the cutting mat.
Hash of cocoa.
Yes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give the inside a little paint in black. I want it to be very dark enough for a specific reason.
There are some brushes there, just to your side, look.
Oh yes.
There you go.
It must have had a bit of gesso or something on
No,
it.
it had been washed,
But
but just left to dry au naturel, which is why you
yes.
just have to soften the bristles back up
so I'm
again.
just going to, all I'm going to do is just paint the inside black.
I did have a set of brushes which I forgot to clean, and they've been standing in water for about 3 months in the bathroom.
I wonder what they were.
And I've been going in and changing the water every so often, adding a little bit of detergent to it. And I've just checked them this morning.
Yes.
And they are completely restored.
And they've all fallen to pieces.
No, they haven't all fallen to pieces. They are completely restored. They're all brushes like the one you're holding.
Oh, yeah.
So they're all metal and plastic and lovely soft grip silicone rubber. But they're all fully restored back to soft bristle again.
Oh, wow. You don't have to paint the back there because you're not actually going to see that. You could end up getting it all over the
copper, which
the copper as well, which means you've got to repaint it all again. So, there we go.
So yes, so restoring those brushes has saved me, a fair bit of pennies, having to buy more paintbrushes.
This is true. Means you probably spent the money on washing up liquid.
Dish soap.
Dish soap, yeah. The gesso I'm using is from Indigo Blue, by the way. It's their black gesso. Gesso good.
Yes, which I do like, but I also like the Dina Wakley one as well, which is a bit more gel.
Yes, it is a lot thicker, isn't it?
Yeah, I do like the Dina Wakley one.
You haven't got any Dina Wakley in it.
I haven't. I must order some more because that Indigo Blue stuff is also running out.
Yes. There we go. Just
We could do with maybe a little trip down to see our friends at Indigo Blue.
Yeah.
Maybe pick up
some supplies.
Yes, because I'm almost out of some of the paints as well. I've got no gold.
And we can't because Newark is in lockdown.
Yes, it is. Well, it'll have to wait. Either that, I can just give them a ring and ask them to send me some.
Yeah.
Alternatively, I could actually go onto the website and buy it.
You mad? Buy it. You buy it when you go to the shop, but yeah.
Sometimes we do exchanges.
Yes, we do. There we go. And just one more side to go.
Yep.
Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen.
You won't see it. You won't see it.
No, you won't actually, because there's...
I'll get you a wet wipe. Seeing as you just managed to get paint everywhere.
Thank you. I'm doing quite well. I find the black paint being black. I seem to get it everywhere. White paint, I'm fine with.
I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could go over everything with a very watered down, like brown acrylic wash to give it a bit of weathering and a bit of age.
Yes, you could. Or you could use that stuff you've got. That paint, is it?
What paint?
Distress varnish stuff.
Oh, the collage medium.
Yeah.
The vintage collage medium. Yeah. I think that might, yes, I could. Or you could.
There we are.
Give it a little bit of a glaze as well.
There we go. Thank you very much, Mike.
What, you give me that for the water's at your side.
Oh, why don't you go and wash it?
Just pop it in the water there.
It's vile, is this water?
It's not, you're going to put it, it was only in there yesterday.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fresh.
There we are. Okay, so could I have the drying machine, please? Thank you. And
Scalpel.
we're back in a moment. Okay, so I've got my backing board, but unfortunately, as I said earlier, it's not the same, it's not the right size because it's got a border on it.
Right.
So, I have got some black paper, thank you, and I'm just going to stick it on, I could stick it anywhere really because I've just got a join, put a join in it somewhere, so one, and I know this is awfully wasteful, but
You're running out of space. There you go.
there we go. I'll keep that for another day.
Yes.
Thank you. And then just peel that off there. You could keep the backing paper and just stick all the bits back on, but you'd end up with loads and loads of bits. There's not a lot of point in that, is there? Okay, so there we go. You won't actually see the joint because there's something stuck on top of it.
If you'd have asked me,
Yeah.
I might have actually had a piece of 12x12 black card.
Just use this cheap paper we've got, the black paper, it's no big deal. But thank you anyway. It's that sticky we buy for the journal.
So this just goes to prove that Ian doesn't necessarily talk to me about what he's going to be creating. A lot of the times it is actually a surprise.
Yes.
I kind of knew what you were going to do with this one, but I didn't know what you were going to do.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, yeah.
I knew what the main focal point was.
Yes.
But I didn't know what the mechanics of it were going to be.
Okay, so there we have Frankie's
The lab.
lab.
Come up to the lab. No, that's a different thing altogether,
Lab.
isn't it?
There we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of presents today.
Excuse the head. There we are. Oh, a bit grey on top there, don't it? There we go. What's it there? Is it? I think that's it. Yeah, cool. Okay.
And you can always blend it in anyway, can't you?
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to.
And when the frame goes on top,
You're not really going to see it.
you're not going to see it because the frame sits flush with the back, you see, all the
Yeah.
way around.
Plus you've got the shadow.
Yes. Okay, so the next thing to do is to pop the things on the frame. What I'm going to do, I mean the posters on the frame. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop that in there just to hold him up while I put my posters on so I don't cover him up.
Right, okay.
So I know where he's going to go.
Yes.
So this one is
Scary.
scary. So let me just see where I'm going to put them. Have a look. I've got all these lovely posters.
So we're going to have like a waterfall effect
We are.
coming down the side?
We
right,
are.
okay.
I think possibly that would be better there because it's more of a square poster waterfall effect. Yes, we have a large one there.
I quite like that one.
That one
in that corner.
In that corner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then sort of just coming down there.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I want to curl some of the edges. So that edge can be curled up. I'm giving it a little bit more of a
de-stress.
de-stress, yeah. So I'll just get my glossy accents. New bottle, notice.
Ooh.
New bottle. So I'll put that on there. So it needs to go there. Yeah. And that one will go in the middle. What was that? Was that your phone sliding down?
It was, and it knocked the
Power cable.
yes, which in turn made the lights flicker.
My
Somebody's trying to tell us something.
mother. She's telling me to do the lottery tonight. There we go. Like that. Maybe down just a little bit, yeah. Which is great with glossy accents because if you use a tape,
It's one and done, isn't
it's
it?
done, yeah. Once you've done it, you've done it.
Yeah, and once it's secured, you can go back.
Yeah, I can. And then you can go there, and that'll be the corner there. Don't want to be stressing.
I love these little movie posters.
I was just saying earlier when you went downstairs that the art in these is truly amazing.
Mm.
There we go.
Well, it is, considering most of them would have been done by hand. None of it would have been done by computer back in
Yeah,
the day.
all done by hand, yeah,
Yeah.
completely and utterly. There we go. Oh, bubbles. Okay, so what we'll do next, rather than sticking that one down, I want to use my copper tape.
Ooh.
If you've not seen this before, ladies and gents, this is actually slug tape for plant pots. So it stops the slugs from crawling up and eating your hostas. But yeah, I got it off eBay and you can get it from 3 mils up to 25 mils wide.
Really? You get
Yeah.
it an inch thick?
Yeah, you can. It's
Sorry, an inch wide.
an inch wide, yeah. So I'll just use the scissors and just cut the doggy end off. There we are.
It does burnish though, doesn't it?
Oh yes, beautifully. Well, you'll see in a minute. I'll just slide that behind there. And then to there. This corner's been covered by that poster, so
Right. No, the smaller green one, isn't it?
yes, the smaller green one, yes. So what I need to do, all you do is rub it down with your nail. If you can't do it and you don't like the feeling, some people are not keen, just use a burnisher.
Do you want me to move him out of the way?
Yes.
Because I can just imagine him catching the corner.
I'll take everything out. There we are. It's easier.
Yeah.
There There we are, tidy up a little bit. And then
Yourself a bit more breathing room.
Yes. What I'll do up there is I will just rip it there, but I won't rub the end down. Because what I want to do is I'll put that under there, like that, and then pull that out to there. If you hold the end, you can pull it and guide it along so it's in a straight line. Yeah.
And that's the thing with this, if you do get a little bit of a crease in it, doesn't matter, it will just burnish out.
Yeah, that's right. Now just rip that there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut just up there. And that way you'll end up with, hopefully, a mitered corner, if I can get that to come off. Yep. One. And
Be careful to get the underside off, aren't you?
yeah, so it's along there, and there we are.
Look at that very tidy corner.
So that's that. So now we can just crack on and put a roll up later and put the little poster on the corner that Mike likes, which I also like. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. I'm trying to do that on the top, so
Done that many times.
that's rubbish. Is that doesn't work? Yeah. There we are. And he's just going to go there, like that.
And of course, glossy accent sticks to anything.
That's why I love it so. Up a little bit so it's not so off the bottom. There we are. Okay. Right, next what I'm going to do is going to put some rivets on.
Okay.
I'll go finish the frame off. These are 5mm, 5mm flat back pearls, but they are perfect for the rivets.
Yes. In bronze?
In dark coffee.
Oh, right, okay.
They don't actually make bronze ones.
But that's what they call it, dark coffee?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Marvellous. Count as well.
I know! I can only go to 12 though, ladies and gents, so you know. Don't hold me to this. Okay, what's the problem I've got with my pickup stick is that it's so old. Oh, it's working today. It's so old that all the sticky has gone out the end. Like a blue tack, isn't it?
It's dried, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's not gone, it's dried.
It's dried up. So I have to use either a scalpel normally to pick these up, or I just have to lick the end. I know it freaks some of you out, but hey. You do it your way, I'll do it my way. There we are. Let's see what I mean, it's beginning to be a monkey. There we are.
Just have to refresh it slightly.
Yes. I'll finish this side off, then we'll fast forward when I've got them all on, because I've got that to do and that to do, and you don't want to watch me doing this. But you can use the scalpel on the large ones.
Brilliant.
Next up,
Okay, so we're going to fast forward and play some appropriate music.
some a bit scary music. I'll be back in a minute.
And back in.
Back in the room, yes. There we go.
So I was just saying to him what I like about the frame is the fact that it's still incorporated those copper and bronze tones, which is very steampunk.
Oh yeah.
Rather than go black and grey and silver, gunmetal-y kind of colours.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of rust on, which would have been more kind of wrought irony,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. That kind of feel for Frankenstein, but this is Frank.
Steamstein.
Steamstein, yeah.
Okay.
What did we call it? Hallo-steam.
Hallo-steam, yes. Okay, so I now need to work out where I'm going to put Frank. And Frank is going to go in that bottom corner. And we've got some foam.
Some fabulous foam.
Fabulous foam to put behind it. This is just packaging, isn't it?
It is, that I didn't throw away.
So he'll be stuck on like that.
Which will give him that depth and dimension.
Fortunately, I haven't stuck him down because it's the wrong way around. Whoops.
Well spotted there.
Thank you. Right, what I need to do before I do that, I need to measure a square. Well, it's a new ruler.
It is.
I'm not going to show you what I've got here. It's important you don't see it. So I need to measure a square 55 millimeters wide, 55 by 65.
Okay.
So that's my centre point. So I shall just mark it out.
Do you want me to move this out of the way?
Yes, please.
So you don't knock it or anything, because I know what both of us are like.
Yeah.
Clumsy.
So 55, half of 55 is 27, isn't it?
Oh, that's near enough.
25, 26, 27. So there. No, so that's...
No, 55, you've gone right the way across, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the centre.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I didn't see the centre point. I'll shut up, shall I?
55. So I have a centre point there. I'm just going to go lightly with a pencil. You won't actually see this when it's done. We said 55.
By, was it 67?
Double check. 55. I think you're probably right. It was 67. Yes. 67. Half of 67 is
33 and a half.
33 and a half. Yeah. So 33. Call it 30. Call it that. Do it there. 33. There. So I'll just join that together. Oh, you're thinking, what the hell is he doing? And you know something, boys and girls, I'm thinking exactly the same thing myself. It all seemed such a good idea when I was prepping. 30.
Hello, Mr. Bentley. You finally dragged yourself out of bed of an afternoon. It's actually only just gone 10:30. In the morning. Hey, hello, chicken.
Okay, so I'll just check something off screen so I can double check it's going to work.
He's ever so warm.
He is. He always is.
He's just got out
Right.
of bed. Just dragged himself out of bed.
It's going to work. So, I'm just going to cut the window out of there now.
Okay, alright, you're cutting an aperture.
An aperture, yes. But I'm quite safe because there is a ring to go around it.
Whatever it is that you're doing.
Ah, I've gone through. It's quite thick, this.
But it's like double thickness, isn't it?
Yes, yes, of course it is, yeah. Okay. And flipping heck, it's not coming out today.
Is it a tight fit? Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah. Right, I shall show you what I've got now. This is a lightning disc.
Ooh,
A mini lightning disc.
fantastic. Obviously works better with the lights off.
Oh, it does. And that is going to go through the hole, like that. And I throw my onto the base. Now I need to just cut a little bit sort of a semicircle out because the machine has the disc, which the back of it just comes out just a fraction.
Oh, okay.
Just a fraction more. I want it to sit flush with the surface, you see. So that will go in there like that. See, we've
Excellent stuff.
but what I'm going to do, I'm going to use double-sided tape on this. So could you pass me the double-sided
I
tape?
will. There's a reason I got it out for.
Thank you.
In readiness.
Yes. So what I'm going to do, let's see, that's turned round on itself. What always happens to me does this tape. You get it out and then it turns round upon itself. Don't need a lot of this. And that'll just go on to
Oh, I see. Yeah.
there. So this will just hold the machine in place. There's no point in gluing it on.
So are you going to add this as the last element?
I have to get this in first before I put Frank on.
Right, okay.
So you won't see that because
No.
that's all covered. So let me just unpeel that. It's amazing. There we are. I broke my nail the other day and I cannot get the backs off things anymore. I really need my nails to start growing. There we are.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, number one, and number two. Oh, come on.
Jump cut.
There we are. There we go. And so make sure I get it the right way up. That's it there, isn't it? So there. So that drops through.
Guess somebody wants to go back to
Just
bed.
wants to go back to bed, yeah. So fasten that onto there. Now that's not going anywhere. So what I've also got, I brought it with me wherever I put it. It's there. Is a copper ring. And see, the copper ring now covers most of the hole. Look, the copper ring.
Yes.
Only a little bit of a hole.
Well, that's fine.
So that goes on there.
You're going to glossy accent it
So I
on?
want to have a look at the frame first, please.
Oh,
Thank you. So I can double check where everything's going.
there you go.
Thank you. Right, I think I just need to cut myself. I'll find a larger ring, so I'll be back in 2 shakes. I've made an executive decision. I found a larger ring in my workshop. So this one I'm actually going to paint with bronze paint. Frighten me to death, the window cleaner's here. It doesn't peek through the window, it has like a big pole that it points and does with. And it makes a funny noise. The dog doesn't like it. There we go. Is your window closed, Mike? I think it probably will.
Yes,
because
it
it's
is.
cold today, isn't
Yeah.
it? There we are.
I have got some bronze paint.
I quite like this colour.
Mind you, that is bronze. It does actually say bronze on it.
Yeah. It'll just give it'll make the ring really pop.
Mm.
Yeah. It's quite a lot thinner as this paint than the Reeves paint. This is RT's paint from the range of the shop we go to.
It's Ducrafts.
Ducrafts, is it?
Yeah. Design objectives.
Oh, yeah.
The Dina Wakely paint doesn't have as much pigment in it.
Really?
Mm.
I'm surprised.
I used the gold on a project the other day and I wasn't all that impressed, to be honest.
Oh dear, because Dina paints are lovely normally.
Normally, but the actual gold paint, the gilt I think it's called,
Yeah.
yeah, wasn't as shiny as I thought it was going to
Oh,
be.
how disappointing.
It was, but hey ho.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. I'll swap you. Thank you very much indeed.
Taking that means I've got to go and wash and clean again.
Yes.
Okay.
How kind. Let's give this a dry with the heat tool. As far as I remember, this paint doesn't dry terribly quickly, even with a heat tool. Don't touch it, you know it's wet. There we go. It's drying slowly but surely. I think I'll probably come back to you in 2 seconds. I'll solve my problem. I've painted this ring a nice bronze colour. Of course, we've got the copper one there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue one onto the other. The trusty glossy accents, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We're frowning at.
I was painted both sides, that's why. I thought you'd put the glossy accents on the painted side and not the other.
There we are. So that can go there.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give it even more wow factor. So I also need to put on there just some of the small rivets.
Okay.
So these are the baby ones.
So how many are you putting on?
I'll be putting 8 on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've done this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I can use a little pickup tool now because they're that small. But they look better if they're small because it'll give some perspective to the frame. And the fact I've run out of the other ones.
But the large ones?
Yeah, well, they're in the garage, but these will work just as well because you don't really want them to be as big on this because it's set back.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so we have our. Is it stuck on all right? Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be moving anywhere.
Not moving anywhere, is it?
Are you going to give that a few minutes to grab, or are you going to stick it on now?
I'm just going to stick it on now and let it. I just want to prop it up and give it a couple of minutes, then it can grab. See the way?
Fantastic.
So what I'll do is I'll just put thing around there, and that will just sit onto the ring like that. And what I'll do is I'll just oops, there's it.
Want to speak up a little bit?
Sorry, I'm mumbling, aren't I? I'm
mumbling.
just thinking off the top of my head. Right, there we are.
I should have the mumble stick, shouldn't I?
Hit me with it.
Every time you mumble, it's give you a whack.
Yeah, there we are. Just checking it looks alright from the front. There we are. Right, what I'll do now is I'll put that to one side, and we'll just.
If you tuck your other
There we are.
box underneath it at that side, then it'll rest on.
It will. That's true, isn't it? Of course,
Yeah.
it is. Silly me. Got one there and one there.
Yeah.
Between.
Just talk amongst yourselves while we tidy up.
Yeah, well, we've tidied up now. That's cool. So we'll have to wait a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to glue Frankie onto the
Film.
film.
Lovely. So I'll move that out of the way. Okay?
Thank you.
You're in danger of
I am, aren't I?
working in just a little spot. You want to be in the middle as well. There you go.
You know why I do this, don't you? Because my workshop is full to bursting, and I work on my lap.
Do you want to use that larger one there?
Yes, I think so.
For
Yeah,
that side.
yeah.
Because it's a bigger surface area, isn't it? It will stick.
There we are. One.
So if you squeeze down, what you'll do is you'll just pull the glossy accents from the bottom up to the surface where it won't stick then.
Right.
So just leave it.
Like
That's it.
that.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it like that for a minute or two, and we'll be back with you presently. Mike's glued his finger to the mat, everyone.
Ow!
Okay, I've just popped Frankie on there for the moment, so I can see where to put the legend. And that's going to, excuse head again, that's going to go there. The reason it's standing upright is because I have those two Tupperware containers. Okay, are we hot to the trot yet, Mike?
I think we're hot enough for you to be able to do what you need to do.
Right, so what I'll do is I'm going to put on the frame onto the base in the right place.
Okay.
Okay. Then I can put some hot glue on the back of the foam and slide him in underneath.
Right, I think,
Like that.
because I can see from my position,
Yeah.
right, where the end of the frame is and the backing pattern
Right,
picture
okay
ends.
then.
So if you lift it up,
Yeah.
it's literally one and the same.
Oh, right.
So as long as you line it up with the bottom, or just over
Yeah.
the bottom of the picture, I think they'll be fine.
I get you.
And the same at that side, I think.
Yeah, I think I might just bring him in just a fraction then.
So put plenty on.
I really hate
Hot glue guns.
hot glue
I know you
guns
do.
with a vengeance. Just bring him in just a fraction.
Down a bit. That's it, about there.
Up there.
Yeah. You don't need to put a lot of pressure on it.
No, I don't, do I? Okay, let's just try that on top.
Oh, look at that.
There.
That's not going anywhere.
I'm really rather pleased with that.
That looks fantastic. So, how are we going to fix the frame on?
I'm just going to let this dry.
Mm-hmm.
Going to let that dry, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the frame on with some glossy accents.
Excellent stuff.
So give me a couple of minutes and we're done. And this is the finished frame.
Looks
So,
absolutely amazing.
but what's clever is if we put it there, when you talk to it, it flashes.
Voice activated.
Voice activated. Hello, hello, hello. But that's constant. Could we turn the lights off so we get a better
I
look?
think we can manage that. Are you ready?
I'm ready. All you can see is him now. Put the room light on, please. There we are.
Very spooky. Very spooky indeed.
He looks great. Yeah, the plasma discs are really, really clever. And it's all it is just stuck out the back. So you'd have to have him on a
stand.
little stand.
You
Yeah,
make a stand for him, no problem.
he's great. If anybody's interested in the plasma discs, just drop me a line. I can get green, blue, or multicoloured,
Very
like a
nice.
rainbow effect. And they come with a little MDF ring on and little rivets on. They're rather sweet. So they will be available for you for this Halloween because they take 6 weeks to come. So
And 2 or 3 weeks to get across
and 2 or 3 weeks to get to yourselves. But if you've got plenty of time, drop me a line. Just drop me a line through the website. Ah, he's cool. I am so pleased with him, ladies and gents. It's electrifying. Oh! So that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have.
So if you have enjoyed this, please remember to give the video a thumbs up.
Oh, you're behind me.
Share the video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from Ian for now. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Halloween project. Bye for now.
Ha 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 ha!